friends, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we're back at Maddie's house. Maddie is wrestling the pillow right now. She's occupied. Otherwise, she would be more than happy to say hello. Maddie! I see you. Welcome to today's review and demo, friends, featuring, from what you could tell from the thumbnail, the new Riviera palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. If you want to see swatches, a demo, I don't know how many looks I want to do right now. Of course, the number would already be displayed, but I'm contemplating 4 to 5. We'll see how many I get through. That including, of course, product details, swatches, as I said. We'll take a look at the demos and wrap up with the final thoughts in the end. And if you want to see all that go down, then please keep on watching. Hello, my friends. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for coming. My name is Alicia, and Kinky Sweat is the name of my platform that represents my kinky hair and sweat life, combining my love of movement and beauty. You can find my movement musings on Instagram, and all class locations and times can be found on my website. It's very sunny here in Maddie's apartment. She gets a ton of light, and sometimes it makes me look a little red. So I'm just kind of gauging how I see myself and if I'm doing this. Excuse me. Maddie, can you relax for a little bit, please? Can you relax? I also wanted to mention that I now have affiliate links. Before I had affiliate codes, but now I will be featuring those links down below in the description box. Of course, for products that I highly recommend, and if you're looking to shop them, they'll be down below. The Riviera palette, the newest addition to the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette collection. This is for, I believe, spring? Spring, yes. Very much speaks to that vacation, getting warm type of vibe, and I need to lighten it up, or do I? Oh my gosh, this is the sun, the light change that will be happening in this video is going to be constant, so just bear with me, friends. Thank you for understanding. And when we crack into the box, it's the same pattern. Oh great, now I'm green, fantastic. But the actual palette is fabric, and it actually has a little bit of sparkle to it, and it has Riviera all in gold. Before we crack into it, let's go over some product details. This palette retails for $45. The total net weight for the palette comes in at 0.73 grams, and each pan weighs in at 0.25 ounces. This eyeshadow palette was made in the USA. It is cruelty-free and has a recommended shelf life of 18 months. And when you open it, you have these beautiful shades that I feel very much speaks to springtime. This color story is exciting to me. I feel you have equal serving of neutral and pops of color. You have 8 mattes and 6 metallics. And then you have like the 1 matte hanging out with the metallics up top, but it's okay. I guess she's VIP. And of course it comes with the traditional dual-ended brush that usually comes with all of Anastasia's eyeshadow palettes. This is always great to have on standby because it's actually quite nice, the little brush. It's dual-ended with the blender on one side and the packer shader on the other. I have to remove the sticker, but you have your mirror here, which is good for this part of your face. I would totally grab another mirror if I were to do my whole face. I rarely use the mirror in Anastasia's palette if I were to do my makeup. With all that aside, let's get into some swatches. Sales is a matte white. Yacht is a duochrome mauve taupe with a violet shift. Kind of reminds me of my nails. Oh, I see. That's a very interesting color. Ooh, I'm gonna have fun with that. Seychelles is a metallic aquamarine. Very nice. Palermo is a metallic jewel pink. Really nice. Seaside is a duochrome silver with a subtle blue shift. Oh yes, that's gorgeous. Inheritance is a metallic true gold. Mediterranean is a metallic sky blue. Nice. Metallics feel nice, man. We'll see how they perform on the lids. Estate is a matte, soft pastel peach. Pastel peachy pink. Cabana is a matte, muted birch mustard. Coastline is a matte pastel soft peach. Bahamas is a matte, bright, bold candy pink. Woo! Candy hot pink. You're not kidding. Monte Carlo is a matte, cool, mid-tone pink. Kane is a matte, bright violet purple. Lastly, we have Palm. Is a matte, dark chocolate brown. Woo! Here are all the swatches for Riviera. Let me know what you think down below, and let's get into these looks, man. And with that said, I'll do one eye at a time, show you the final look, and we'll do that for however many looks I decide to do today. Just realized that I did not yet set my lids, so going in with the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Natural Being. Using my MAC 195 to carve out the brow and fill up the lid. Definitely want to go in with Estate, and I'm applying that with my Wayne number 16. Very powdery off the bat, as Anastasia mattes usually are. They're softly pressed, so that's why you get a lot of kickback from the pan when you get your brush in there. I had to darken you up a bit because it's very hard to see the shade on camera because I think I'm a little too light, but I feel like then I'm too dark. So I darkened you up a little bit because I want you to see the peachiness of the shade. It is very soft, but it does show up somewhat on my skin tone. To bump it up just a little bit, I'm going in with Coastline. Same Wayne number 16. And I'm not keeping it just on the outer corner and crease. I'm more or less applying it to where I applied, what is that shade? Estate. Because I want to build up the saturation a little bit more. Pulling it out a little bit more. What I will do is take Estate again, but use that near my brow to help blend out Coastline. Taking Coastline with my Hakuhodo J5523, pulling that under my lash line and connecting it to the top. Taking Estate with the same brush and just blending out the edges of Coastline. Going in now with Yacht. Let's see how it applies dry, and with that using my Zoeva 234. Not bad, dry. I lie. Taking my Hakuhodo J523 again with Coastline, but hitting the inner portion of my lid. And just to see what difference it will make, I am wetting a Yacht with my Max Fix Plus. Sorry, my camera ran out of batteries when I was applying that shade. Here is how Yacht looks applied wet. Not too bad. It's hard to pick up the shift on camera. Primarily, you'll see just the gold shade of it, which isn't too bad. I think it's a beautiful shade regardless of whether or not you can see the shift, but it's there. The shift is there. I am taking Yacht wet with the same brush, but on the center of my lower lash line, just placing it on top of the matte shade. Taking Sails with my Smith 253 as my inner corner highlight, because I'm curious to see how this will look as like a highlight shade on the inner corner, because the lightest metallic we have is Yacht. Inheritance is like bright true gold, which is more, I feel, like a pop of color rather than a highlight on the inner corner. But if you're deeper skin tone, that will be perfect. All right, friends, I'm gonna do the other eye, apply some mascara, and I'll be right back. Look one complete, friends. Here are both eyes done with Pat McGrath's Fetish Eyes mascara. And here is a slightly wider shot on the lips. I have Pat McGrath's Liquid Lust Gloss and Wicked Whisper. Let me know what you think down below, friends, and let's move on to look number 2. Look number 2. Set with the same concealer, and I'm sorry to mention in the first look, I did not set the concealer. These mattes are powdery, and I feel I need all the stick I can get to get the most pigmentation. And we are on 10th Avenue, which means it's going to be very noisy. It's already noisy where I live in Westchester. Just multiply that by 20. For this look, I want to dive into the warmer neutral shades. First, going in with Cabana, again with my Wayne number 16. I think the lighting is actually better, finally. Ooh. It's showing up as a mustard type of shade, which I feel nice to maybe blend out the other shades in here. Now with Palm on my Wayne Goss number 4, I'm gonna punch that on the outer V first, get it on the skin, and then I'll slowly start to bring it in towards the crease and the Cabana shade. Not too bad. That's a nice dark brown, man. I'm also punching it onto the inner third of my lid. Same brush. And I'm pulling it across the crease. Sure, I'm smoothing that brown out, using circular motions to further manipulate it and eventually pull it out into that point. Going back in with Cabana with my Wayne number 16 to further blend out the edges of Palm. That's looking nice, man. I like that combination. Palm with my Sonia G Builder 3 on the outer and inner parts of my lower lash line, and using the shader brush shape to connect it on top. Just further smoothing out the V. That always happens on this eye. I don't know if you can see. It gets stuck in that curve. I don't know if it's my skin or what have you, because that doesn't happen on my other eye. So I don't know. Cabana with my Hakuhoro J5523. Zoeva 234 with Inheritance. Oh, that's a nice looking gold. It shows up a lot cooler on camera. In person is a lot more yellow, which is gorgeous, especially with Palm and Cabana on the crease and some on the lid, of course. Wetting that with some Max Fix Plus just so we can see what difference we can make. Oh yeah, that definitely bumps up the shine as well. Nice. Same shade, same brush, but now on the center of my lower lash line. Taking my Hakuhoro J242 with Palm, but just filling up the inner and outer portion of my lower lash line to create a smoother gradient. Taking my Artisy in Monster eyeliner in the shade Coffee, and just sketching out along the base of my lash line to create a little more contrast. Using my Hakuhoro brush again, the J242, to just smooth it out. I could go in with several colors for the inner corner. I could dip out and just use my cheekbone highlight if I wanted to keep it just plain and simple and champagne-y. But I think I'm going to go in with Yacht. Why not? Same Hakuhoro brush with Yacht on the inner corner. Oh, you could see more of the, what is it, magenta shift in there? Some in the shift. That's pretty. I'm happy we did that. Just one final zhuzh through. All right, friends, I'm gonna apply some mascara, do the other eye, and we'll be right back. Look number 2 complete, friends, again with Pat McGrath's Fetish Eyes mascara and same liner on the other eye. Here is a slightly wider shot of the look, and on the lips I have Becca's Ultimate Lipstick Love in the shade Neutral Tawny, topped with Pat McGrath's Liquid Lust Gloss in Full Real. I love the pop of gold from Inheritance, bracketed between Palm. I think it's just such a pretty neutral look, but it has some punch because the gold shade is like that true gold shiny hue that I feel adds really nice character to the eyes. Let me know what you think down below, friends, and let's move on to look number 3. Ooh, what should we do now? I want to dive into the purple matte because I am very curious to see how that's going to turn out. But what shade should we use it to blend it out with? I think I'm going to use Coastline as the blend out shade for Goddess. Lid prep with the same Too Faced concealer in Natural Beige. Going in with Coastline with my Wayne Goss number 16. Getting that all over the crease and some on the lid as well. Taking Con with my Sonia G Builder 3. Packing that on the outer V first. Oh, that's purple. Wow. Trying to shape it at the same time as well, but taking my Wayne Goss number 4. Same purple matte, but now we're going to finesse that into the crease and try to shape it out a bit more. And I'm happy to report that I didn't get any major fallout from that application, nor did I get from the last look using Palm. Very nice. I love this with Coastline. Anything peachy in nature with a purple. It's so good. Building this color slowly. I feel that it's fading a little bit on the outer corners. Anytime I attempt to blend it out, I'm losing some of the pigmentation on my outer V. Taking my Hakuhoro J242 and just patting it more down on the outer corner. What should we put on the lid? I would like to see Seaside in action, so let's go in with that metallic. Zoeva 234, not too bad, but I want a little more shine. Hit it with my Max Fix Plus, and now we'll go back in and stamp out the lid. Definitely got fallout with Seaside because I just overloaded with the brush and did not tap off the excess before going in on my lid. Taking my Hakuhoro brush, but just pulling in this way because I want to keep Seaside on the lid and not in the crease. And I take the same brush to blur the edges between Seaside and Goddess. Despite the purple blending away on my lid, it looks a little dark on the crease. It caught, I think, a lot of, I don't know, more eyeshadow or concealer. So when I do that, you can see that patch. The color itself is great, but I find that this happens a lot with Anastasia shadows. I don't know why. I don't know what it is with her eyeshadow palette formula. I do think the single formula is a lot better. You would think it's the same, but I don't think it's the same, friends. I'm gonna hit it with the wing. that's a big wing. I'm happy I did this first so I could use my MAC 195 with some leftover concealer. I'm gonna clean that up. But I need a little more concealer. There we go. Not too bad, eh? What should we do for the lower lash line? I feel we could go in with another color story, don't you think? I really want to use... I think I want to use Seychelles as the complete lower lash line color. So I'll use my, actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Going my Hakuhodo again, J242. I'll apply it dry first. Just pulling it lightly under the wing. And then let's hit it with some Max Fix Plus. I'm putting it on my waterline as well. Same brush with Inheritance as our inner corner pop of highlights. Kicking off some of the fallout we had from that application, using the brush to just blur the edges between the colors on the inner corner and inner lid. Wetting that again for a little more pop. There we go. All right, friends, I'll apply some Ardell Wispies, do the other eye, and I'll be right back. Look number 3 complete. For falsies, I apply the Ardell Demi Wispies Fetish Eyes Mascara on the lower lashes. On the lip, we have Luxe Trance from Pat McGrath in the shade Los Angeles, topped with her Liquid Lust Gloss in Full Real. I love the turquoise shade. I think this look actually came out pretty nice. I think Seaside is great with the purple matte. I'm just gonna not say that name anymore because I didn't do my research. I love how Seaside looks. It's not completely silver. It has that blue shift to it that I feel just matches beautifully with the purple matte. And Coastline to diffuse that purple matte is just like gorgeous. And I love Inheritance as our inner pop of highlight. And I didn't get any fallout from, is it Kan or Kane? Can you just let me know down below? I didn't get any fallout from that shade despite how powdery it is, despite how powdery a lot of the mattes, well, all of them are. Very thrilled with how this look turned out. Let me know your thoughts down below and let's move on to look number 5. I will use the hot pink shades towards the end because I feel those are going to stain the lid, which is fine, but I don't want to remove that and try to apply another color on it altogether. So we're just gonna reserve the hot pink stuff for the final look. Ooh, what should we do? I want to see how these metallics works when I attempt to blend them out. I want to create an all blue look using Seychelles, Seaside, and Mediterranean. I'm looking at the mattes and figuring out which one I should use as like the blend out shade. I think I'm gonna go in with Cabana first. Same Too Faced multi-use concealer in natural beige. Going in with my Wayne Goss number 16. Just like as a soft transition shade to lay down first. Taking Mediterranean with my Hakuhodo J5523. I want to start placing that on the outer V, and then I'm going to pull it in towards the crease. Definitely got fallout from that, and that's expected because these have a little bit of chunk to them, but it looks like it's pulling through the crease very smoothly. Taking Seaside with the same brush, but now to the center part of the lid. Seychelles with the same brush, but now towards the inner third. Then I'm taking the tip of the brush and blending all three together throughout the crease. To build up the shine, I'm going in now with my Zoeva 234. Let's start off with the Mediterranean shade, the first one we applied on the outer V. I'm gonna slap down a little more color so it could deepen a little bit more. Same thing with Seaside, same brush, but to the center of the lid. And of course, same thing with Seychelles. Gently pulling those through again, gently blending those edges out, using my number 16 with Cabana to further diffuse. Now let's reverse it. I'll put Seychelles on the outer lower lash line and then followed by Seaside and then Mediterranean on the inner third. I'm gonna go in with a wet brush right away. Same Zoeva 234. Outer third of the lower lash line. Seaside center. Now Mediterranean on the inner third. And I'm just building up the colors individually, going back in with the brush. Not necessarily wet, but just packing on more color there. And I'm gently pulling it on to the waterline. Taking Cabana with my Hakuhodo J5523 to further smooth out the edges of the lower lash line with all those metallic shades on there. I'm taking Mediterranean also with the same brush to just help smooth out this V shape. Same thing with Seychelles, but on the lower part of the lash line. Definitely got a lot of fallout. I got a lot on my nose, so I'm gonna have to go in with my cotton flat and just take it off and put on more foundation there. I mean, That's what I'm gonna do. Going back and just further smoothing out the edges of those blue metallic shades. Ooh, what should we do for the inner corner? I think I want to go in with one of the coral mattes. Oh god. I want to go in with the State with my Zoeva 234. I know it's really hard to see, but I just like that soft touch of coral with the metallic blue shades. I think it's fun. A little bit of sails right on the center of that. All right, friends, let's do the other eye, slap on some falsies, and I'll be right back. Look number 4 complete. I have the original Ardell Wispies on and the Fetish Eyes Pat McGrath mascara on the lower lashes. I'm loving the little blue gradient we got going on, friends. Slightly wider shot with Mother Pat's Luxe Trans, again in Los Angeles, and her Liquid Lust Gloss in Full Real. Loving the soft, smoky blue look we created with all 3 metallic shades. And good to know that we can blend out these metallics with some fallout, of course, because several of them have a lot of texture to them. And although they apply beautifully wet, if you do want to manipulate them, make sure you either do your eyes first or just powder well under the eyes to catch any of that fallout. Let me know what you think down below, friends, and let's move on to look number 5. I think look number 5 will be our final look for today, friends. There's a rumbling in my tummy. I'm hungry. My lids are raw. Excuse me, that wasn't my tummy. That was Maddie. First, I'll go in with Monte Carlo. My Wayne Goss number 16, of course. Oh, that's a pretty pink. I like that. I really love how that pink went on. Doing good so far. Now with Bahamas, my Wayne Goss number 4 on the outer V, punching it on there first and then pulling it into the crease. I'm also going to take it to the inner third as well, taking Monte Carlo with same number 4, but pulling it towards the inner part of the crease to make that a lot smoother. Pulling in a little more Bahamas as well into that inner portion of the crease. Ooh, I love the hot pink shade. The hot pink matte is doing very well. Further blending that out with my Wayne number 16 in Monte Carlo. Palermo, Zoeva 234. Spritzed on some Fix Plus. Right in between. Oh, that's pretty. We like that. That's a beautiful metallic pink. Oh yeah. I'm gonna take my Pat McGrath Perma Precision Liner again. Do a wing, of course. Oh, that's a very thick wing. Oh god. What I want to do is now apply Yacht on this wing. Maybe we could get the shift to show up more now. Taking my Hakuhodo J242, of course, with some MAC Thick Plus. I want to just stamp it on that wing now. Oh, yes. Oh, I would ideally use an angled brush, but I forgot to bring it with me because I'm stupid. So it's a little tricky now right here on the inner part of my eye. Whoa, that's golden. Maybe I'll just highlight the fact that there's black under here. Woo, I'm getting bold, man. Excuse me. Taking my Sonia G Builder 3. The matte purple, I'm gonna put that all over the lower lash line, man. I'm gonna really smoke this out. Here we got Seychelles still in the lashes from the last look. Sorry. What shall we do for the inner corner? I think I want to do... This is Seaside and this is Mediterranean. I think I'm gonna do Seaside. See how that goes. Oh, I love. Totally overloaded the brush. Again, I just don't seem to learn my lesson, friend. Right, let's do the other eye, slap on these lashes, and I'll be right back. Here's the finished look with the graphic liner on, Ardell Original Wispies on, Fetish Eyes on the lower lashes. On the lip, we have Luxe Trans Los Angeles and Liquid Lust Gloss in Full Real, all from Pat McGrath. And ending, of course, with a graphic wing, because I just wanted to experiment a little bit. I didn't have to do this. I could very much have applied Monte Carlo, Bahamas on the top and bottom and just be done. But I love to play with different shadows and textures and how we can manipulate them. It would have turned out better if I had a small angled brush and I forgot to bring it with me to Maddie's house. But I don't think it's too bad. It could be a little cleaner, but you know, I'll take it. Let's talk about this palette. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, I applied Coastline as a blush. I just used the very tip of my Wayne Goss Highlighter 2018 brush, and then I applied some of my Makeup Forever highlighter on the cheekbones. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you do not like color, don't get this palette. The only neutrals you have here are Coastline, Estate, Cabana, and Palm. You could do a lot with those shades, but if you're gonna pay $45 for 14 shadows, you want to take advantage of it. These mattes, like a lot of Anastasia mattes, are very powdery, and you have to make sure you go in, I feel, with a sticky base, because I feel if you don't, it will just kind of blend away and won't actually latch onto the lid. My favorite mattes out of this palette are Coastline, Monte Carlo, and I love Cabana as well. Estate is like a blend out shade. I wouldn't rely on it on like a transition shade, maybe to blend out the transition shade if you're my skin tone or deeper. Sales is great. Basic white matte. You could apply it on your lid to set it to help the other colors punch up, or you could just use this for your brow bone matte highlight or inner corner matte highlight. I really love the metallics. I would say Mediterranean, Seaside has some chunk to it. Yacht and Seychelles are pretty smooth, as well as Palermo. I think those are really smooth metallic shades. Yacht is gorgeous. It's like this duochrome stitch going on. It has great texture. I think it looks beautifully smooth on the skin, applies effortlessly. Mediterranean is gonna have the chunks in there, so just be mindful of that, but it is such a gorgeous shade. It reminds me of the shade that's in Prism. I don't have it with me, so I can't compare it, but that's kind of what the vibe is giving me, you know what I mean? Purple mattes are tough and weird. I don't know what it is, but I feel it's something to do with Anastasia's formula, because I've had this happen to me in the past when layering different mattes. It just gathers very strangely on my outer corner, where it looks deep on the crease and then it just fades out as it goes closer to my lid on that triangle shape on my lid. It looks great from far away, but I would say if I had to pick out one problem shade out of the bunch, is definitely the purple matte. You could pack it on first, or you could try to blend in right away. I think you'll be fine if you apply it with a tapered blending brush, as I feel this lays down pretty well initially and it doesn't blend out right away. But do make sure you at least pack it on first, even if with a blender brush, because you definitely need to get the color on there first. Palm, I think this is a great brown. This brown performed better than I expected, because I always worry about the dark browns. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're trash. This one I felt built beautifully on Cabana, and I feel equally will so on Coastline or even Monte Carlo. Who knows if I wanted to go pink brown on another eye look. Estate, easy on Estate for sure. Or you could probably apply this all over crease and under lash line, and then go in maybe with Inheritance or even Yacht on the lid. Bahamas, I feel, is my favorite matte out of the bunch. It packs a punch, it blends beautifully, it gets the color on there fast, and it doesn't look weird. It doesn't do the weird thing in the crease. I really love how this eye look turned out, and I feel it will look equally as beautiful if I applied Monte Carlo and Bahamas on the lower lash line and make it very smoky hot pink. Palermo, so good. I think that's a great metallic pink. And overall, I'm very pleased with Riviera. Although I have to say though, there's like a packaging default, because I bent it back, but now it has a hard time closing. So the magnetic closure is not really that strong, which worries me a little bit, because if I'm traveling and it just opens, so I might have to put a rubber band around this just for security. But could have sworn that Anastasia palettes were designed to have the lid fold back, but I guess that's not the case for this one. Using all the colors in this palette, I do recommend it, again, if you love color and if you know you're gonna use each and every shade in the palette. If you're like a soft glam girl or boy, sultry girl or boy, I don't know if you'll love Riviera, because if you're not gonna take full advantage of the color spectrum. But if you're scared of color, I think this is a great palette to get, because you have neutrals and you have pops of color, but I feel the pops of color are fun. You can never go wrong with hot pink and purple. Let's say you wanted to put the purple matte just on the lower lash line, or maybe you just wanted to put Bahamas all over the lid and the crease. You have a lot of opportunity to play and to stay safe, again, with those neutral shades in there. The metallics have a lot of pop, so they're not going to present a traditional champagne nudie type of metallic if you love those types of shades for your inner corner and for your brow bone. You might have to be a little adventurous and maybe using one of the light matte shades for the inner corner matte highlights, or going straight with Inheritance using the gold gold shade for the inner corner, or even the pretty light blue silvery metallics, maybe you'll change it up and use those shades instead for the inner corner highlight. I had a blast using the palette. I will be using it again. I do recommend it if just based on the performance of it. I do love how they blend it out, and I will have to check back in, whether it be on a community post or in my March favorites, how the longevity is on these shadows. I'm gonna wear it again tomorrow, observe anything in terms of the fading or what might happen to the metallics and the mattes throughout the day, and we'll take it from there. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another chit chat, tutorial, demo, or review, or 5-look video. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.